train with Agile Meridian. Thank you for clicking the link to watch this video, and I suspect you did so because, well, you want to know what this product mindset course is all about, and that's what I'm here to tell you. And I'll try to do it as quickly as possible so you're not here watching me blather on forever. So who am I? I'm one of the founders of Agile Meridian and one of the creators of this, what I consider our finest achievement at Agile Meridian. This course is a blend of product management, design thinking, and product ownership, all rolled into one 16-hour course. 16 actually is more like 16 hours of content over 4 days. You're not, in a classroom, virtual classroom for 8 hours a day or anything. You get to sort of spread it out over 4 days. We try to do it in the mornings to get you nice and early, get you alert, and give you an experience that you won't soon forget. Now, this course is virtual, at least this version of the course. We have run this in person as well, but this course is designed for the virtual audience, for virtual learning, and we use tools and techniques that enhance the experience for everyone involved. So you actually feel like you're part of the same room. You're in the same room with your cohort, learning alongside them. So what makes this course special? Well, as I mentioned, this is a combination of product management, product ownership, and design thinking. And so we have incorporated what we call the product journey loop. And so what you see up there is the journey that a product owner, product manager, anyone involved in building products, great products that people will actually use and love, we've incorporated that loop, that journey loop. And I'm sure you've seen similar pictures like this before. This one is sort of our version of what we think is encompassed in designing great products. The first thing you need to do as a product owner, a product manager, is to answer this question: why are we building the product? What is the vision? What is the intended purpose of this product? What problem is it going to solve? If you can answer the why, then everything else sort of is crystal clear, right? And so we give you techniques in the course on crafting a compelling vision, not just for yourself. It's not about pleasing yourself. It's really about answering questions that your shareholders might have, your bosses might have, the team that's going to end up building it. They want to know why we're building this product. Who is it going to serve? People are motivated by a higher calling, and if you can craft a vision that provides that higher calling to the people that are building the product, they're going to think of ideas on how to make it even better, right? So what better way than to craft a great vision? So you'll be doing this in small group activities, using tools, virtual whiteboards that simulate what we would do in a real classroom. And it's even better because you can do things that maybe sometimes is harder to do in a real classroom. And then after that, we sort of move on to the who. And this is all on the first day. The why and the who is what we cover in the first day. And the who is, once you've figured out why you're building something and what problem it's trying to solve, then it's about thinking about, well, who are the people that you're building it for, whose problem you're trying to solve, right? Who are they? What are their motivations? What do they need? What do they want? What do they like? And how is this product going to fit in to their world, right? What's going to make it so compelling for them that it tugs at their emotional strings, that they can do nothing but buy the product because it's so compelling. They want it. They need it. And that's day one. Day one's a wrap there. The first 4 hours is really sort of setting the vision, setting the foundation for this product mindset, this customer-centric mindset, answering the questions of why and who. Why you're building it, who you're building it for. And then we take a break. You guys are all free to go. You go off and you think about those things in the rest of your day because we generally have the class in the mornings. in the afternoons, you're probably thinking about these things. You're ruminating about the things that you learned and the activities that we engaged in, the empathy mapping, the journey mapping that sort of gets you closer to the customer for this fictitious product that you're building in class, that you can start applying in your world, in your wherever it is that you work as a product owner or product manager. On day 2, we sort of recap what we learned in day 1 with some quizzes, some fun quizzes, and then we go into the outcome. Okay, now you've got the why. You know why you're building it. You know who you're building it for. What's the outcome that you're shooting for? Not just from a customer standpoint. You know, you've sort of in day 1 you've articulated, well, this is solving this problem, and so the outcome we're trying to achieve, at least at a high level, is, you know, these you may have identified a few of them. The outcome is really 2 facets of the outcome, 2 sides of the coin, right? One is, what's the customer impact that you're trying to achieve, and what's the business impact on the other side that you're trying to achieve? The customer impact and the business impact, and both are important. Can't ignore one and focus just on the customer impact, because, well, what if it has a great customer impact but it has very little impact on the bottom line? You know, ultimately we're all here to make money. And so the products you're hoping, the products you create, will benefit the customer in some way, you know, solve a need for them, but also make the company money, make your company money. And so we spend a bit of time here thinking about the outcome that we're trying to achieve. And then we close out day 2 with an exploration of options. So this is the explore side of the loop, the product journey loop. And so we're exploring options that will help us to achieve those outcomes, the business outcome and the customer outcome, right? So the options, the exercises that we do there include road mapping and brainstorming, road mapping. You know, what would it look like if we were to develop this product further? What sort of user research and analysis do we need to do? We touch on the design thinking elements of this. We don't go very deep into it because, after all, this is a product owner course, not a design thinking course. But we do touch on it. And that's a wrap for day 2. And then day 3, we sort of do the same thing. We do a little quiz, a fun quiz to test your knowledge. And then we come back, and after the quiz, we sort of focus on the deliver, measure parts of this loop. And so for deliver, it's really taking those options that you came up with, the roadmap that you came up with on day 2, and decomposing them using tools like impact mapping and story mapping. So these are techniques that you will learn as part of this course. You know, how do you do those things? What's the benefit of using impact mapping and story mapping in conjunction with each other? And so you'll actually do it. So you will learn what the benefits are. And from there, we further take the result of that decomposition, and we go into, you know, sort of the core aspects of what it means to be a product owner. At least for most product owner, you're working with teams, and so you're taking things like impact maps and story maps, and you're writing user stories. So we really delve deep into user stories and the Scrum team or the Agile team, and how the product owner supports that team with valuable stories that have been broken down from features that further up in the pipeline, right? So valuable stories that are well crafted, that are the currency by which the team can sort of start to negotiate, right? So what's the most important thing to build, and how will we build it as a team, right? So those kinds of conversations. So we have exercises there to simulate that. We have exercises to elicit your experience as product owners in the real world, because, you know, that's part of the whole learning journey on this product. As you traverse this loop, the learning journey includes the experiences that you bring to the table as part of this cohort. And that's day 3. And then when we come back in day 4, again, the same sort of thing. We have a quiz to test your knowledge, and then we focused on the learn cycle on day 4. And the learn cycle is really, what do you do with the things that you deliver? What are the things that you deliver, right? So early in the product life cycle, most of those things are going to be experiments. It's going to be user research. It's going to be prototypes. Later on, as you gain confidence in the idea that you have, there may be user stories that are deployed to a production or production-like environment. And the learn cycle is really just learning from all of those iterative cycles, whether it's prototyping or actual development of a product. It's getting feedback and learning from that feedback, and the ability to then pivot quickly if the idea has no merit. So early in the cycle with prototyping, if the idea that you're building has no merit, then you're going to exit this loop and you're going to say, well, we spent some money, but we didn't spend a whole lot of money. We're going to fail fast and we're going to think of the next idea. Or you might decide, this idea does have merit. We need to develop it even further. And so let's go through another cycle of exploration. Is our why still hold? Does our who still hold? Do we need to sort of tweak it and narrow down our target audience a little bit further? Does our outcome still ring true? Okay, that's great. What about the roadmap? And then you go through another cycle of deliver, measure, and learn. Right. So day 4 is really about that learning cycle and the lessons that you learn from each of these iterative cycles that are applied to the next one. And we end our class with an open space activity. Now, depending on the number of people we have, we may not be able to conduct an open space, but for those of you that are familiar with it, an open space is a great way to plumb the expertise, if you will, in the room. So topics of interest to you are what is being discussed in an open space activity, where you as in the students, control what actually gets discussed. So we'll actually participate and facilitate an open space depending on the number of people that attend this class. And if we don't have enough, we'll do another activity like a lean coffee, where again, it's still participatory. It's the questions that you have, the challenges you have as a product owner, and we attempt to have a discussion about it to end the class, end the whole journey here with you learning about what it really means to be a product owner. What does it mean to have a product mindset? How do you apply that to your team? How do you imbue the sense of product ownership to every member of the team? Because everyone owns the product in some way, shape, or form, because they're building parts of it for your customers to use, right? Whether it's internal, external, or you're building for another system. It's still a system has to use it. You're building a set of APIs. There's no customer really there. Maybe there is, but you get the point, right? It's how do you make that product the best it can be so it really delights the people that are using it. And so that's how we round out the day and sort of round out the experience for what a product owner's role really is. It's a visionary. It's a facilitator. A product owner is a negotiator, right? Negotiating the scope of a product. What goes in it. What are the key elements that make a product successful? Product owners need to know all these things, and we cover that all in this course. All right, I'm going to shut up. You can certainly see there's more information down there on a lot of the stuff that I already talked about. So we hope that you join us in our next class. And there are options to continue your learning as well. You can just opt for the course itself, which includes the IC Agile APO certification, or you can do the dual track where you get the course and then you get this. You can continue your learning with a on-demand course where you get to view videos. Many of them are me. And to learn more about the product owner role from a Scrum perspective, a very Scrum-centric perspective. What does it mean to be a Scrum product owner? Where in this course we talk about a more general sense, in terms of what a product owner does to support a team, whether it's Scrum or Kanban or whatever. The product owner PSPO certification is all about the Scrum perspective. And so we cover all of that and give you lots of practice questions so that if you choose, you can sit for the PSPO exam And we think that this course this on-demand course as an add-on is a fantastic value to help you get 2 certifications, and not just the certifications. It's not about the certification. It's about the knowledge to really help you adopt that product mindset as a product owner. All right. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in our next class. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.